Before we do the Jyothi meditation and guide you to it, I'll just mention briefly that after the meditation finishes, I let my friend Shanna Covey, that's traveling with me from San Antonio, to introduce her book, A Call to the Heart, and briefly talk about the particular stage of journey that she describes in her book, which is, to me, it's basically going, the ego going, the inner person going 51% to love. And because that's so central to understanding this whole thing of coming to the meditative mind, so I thought it relevant that she can introduce her book and talk a little bit about that. Now about the Jyothi meditation, it's an ancient thing. It's taught and again revived by Sai Baba, and I consider it to be a very useful, very powerful tool of meditation. As it earlier described, covers many of the components of that which helps us reach the real meditative mind. So I'm going to guide, and we begin with just looking at the flame for about a minute. Now we will close our eyes and pay attention to our breathing. Hear the inhaling breath as so, and exhaling breath as hum. And as we do so, we'll feel our mind become naturally quieter and more relaxed. Now we visualize the flame that we had been looking at the top of our heads, right above what we consider the crown chakra. We bring it down to the top of the head and hold it there for a few seconds. Then we bring it down to the space between the eyebrows and hold it there for a few seconds. Then we bring it down to the space where the throat is and we hold it there for a few seconds. Then we bring it down into our heart. And visualize it in the center of our 12-petaled heart chakra, the central jewel of the heart. And feel the light filling the fullness of the petals. And from there, light reaching throughout our being. We hold it here for just a little longer. And from here, we move the light to all our sense organs, our eyes, our nose, our ears, our mouth, and all organs of the body, slowly. Eventually taking it to our hands and then to our feet. Now we bring the Jyothi, the flame, to the space between our eyebrows, or what we call the third eye. And as we bring it between the space between the eyes, we hold it, the image of the flame, strongly there, and we meditate on the flame burning brightly there. If the mind wanders, we just gently bring our attention back to the flame. We would just quietly meditate like this for the next 3 to 4 minutes. Continue to hold the beautiful image of the flame burning brightly in the space between the eyebrows. Continue to hold the image of the flame in between the eyebrows for another minute or so more. final stage of our meditative exercise, we will take the same flame, imagine it, and see it burning brightly in the heart of all beings. Visualize the beautiful flame of light burning in the heart of all beings, with no exception. And we'll do this for one more minute. Now with me, you'll just sound and say the mantra Om once to bring this meditation to an end. Om. We can slowly open our eyes. Turn on the light. Now ask our friend Shanna to come and give an introduction to her book, Call to the Heart, and the essential message of the book.
Well, I think Waris's use of the two wolves example is a perfect way to describe my book, A Call to the Heart. So, here it is, thank you. It's very much a personal book, so it's about my experience of learning that, of seeing when I'm feeding the white wolf and when I'm feeding the black wolf. And I use the term ego because the mirror of truth for me was A Course in Miracles. So that's what I use as I started to look at my everyday experiences to understand, oh, am I feeding the white wolf here or am I feeding the black wolf? And when I'm feeding the black wolf, why is that? So just to go with saying that the black wolf is ego, the whole idea is to start examining our everyday experiences through this lens of love instead of fear, through this lens of choosing the white wolf instead of continuing to feed the black wolf. And so each essay is, I dissect every experience that I happen to be having in a particular moment where I had an aha moment that said, oh, that's how ego was operating in my awareness. And so my goal in writing the book and dissecting each experience was to bring all motivations to ego to light, those that I could see from my experience. And to go with what Waris was saying earlier, mine definitely deals with the emotional plane. And so it's definitely just dealing with it there, not really on the mental plane or the idea plane. And so the whole idea is just to start seeing that we have a choice in each moment to choose to feed the white wolf or the black wolf, to choose love or to continue to respond to fear, to respond to those motivations of ego. And the whole idea is just to show people that A, that we have the choice, and B, this is where your choice lies, and helping to see when you're being run by ego. So that's really was my whole goal. I wanted to live my own journey out loud. It happened outside of me. The inspiration to begin writing it was, was not premeditated. So I just started to capture the experiences that were happening, and wanted to share it with others to help serve you in your journey as well. And so that's the main goal of A Call to the Heart, is just to see which wolf we're feeding, and to become conscious of that choice, and then to get to that stage where we're no longer feeding any, so that we're not identified with fight anymore. So that would be my little introduction to the book.
Thank you.
Thank you.
very much.
So